person, woman, man, camera, TV.
A lot of people say to me today, the toughest business people, people that you know about, could I ask you a question? How do you do it? I say, do what? How do you get up in the morning and put your pants on? And maybe the most important man in this room right now is not here. I brought back the old light bulb. They say the new thing is hydrogen cars, but they're having a problem. If it explodes, you end up about 7 blocks away and you're dead. They don't have any clue. All they know is electric. They want electric army tanks. They want electric planes. What happens if the sun isn't shining while you're up in the air? Think of it, magnets. Now, all I know about magnets is this. Give me a glass of water. Let me drop it on the magnets. That's the end of the magnets. Darling? Darling, is the wind blowing today? I'd like to watch television, darling. I've had such an incredible experience with the miners. I do the weave. You know what the weave is? I'll talk about like 9 different things, and they all come back brilliantly together. And it's like, and friends of mine that are like English professors, they say, it's the most brilliant thing I've ever seen. But the fake news, you know what they say? He rambled. That's not rambling. When you have, what you do is you get off a subject to mention another little tidbit, then you get back onto the subject, and you go through this, and you do it for 2 hours, and you don't even mispronounce one word. He was awarded the Bronze Star and the Combat Infantryman Badge for his service. The latest act of resistance is the op-ed published in the failing New York Times by an anonymous, really an anonymous. Our army manned the airport. It ran the ramparts. The state of California passed an outrageous law declaring their whole state to be a sanctuary. Technology companies are really big beneficiaries. The wall is under construction. A lot of work has been done. A lot of renovation. When they gaze upon Yosemite's towering sequoias. Today, I'm also calling upon all 50 states to immediately waive all applicable state taxes on ICE officers. Remove 10,000 known or suspected gang members. They sacrifice every day for the furniture and future of their children. Decided to shield and shelter criminal. Look, wait. But you've never had a better friend in the Oval Office than me, and I'm proud to officially name the undisputed, when did this come out, Mr. Speaker? The undisputed champion of beautiful, clean coal. I'm telling you, within a very short period of time, you're going to see some statistics coming out. Michigan gave us Motang. We must seek real bipartisan solutions. I am here to announce my candidacy. And I hope that this investigation now, which is finished, it's totally finished. No collusion, no obstruction. I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation, the beginnings of that investigation. You should have looked at it a long time ago, and that's the only thing that's disappointing to me about the Mueller report. The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges, how it started, the beginnings of the investigation. But there's no better word than stupid, right? There is none. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs. She's gonna do it, Mom, I love you. I'm gonna do it for you, Mom. And she goes, and she listens, and she gets it. And, Mom, I'm gonna do it, Mom. This is a tough hurricane, one of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water. The kidney has a very special place in the heart. This is inflation. This is tic-tac. This is tic-tac. This is inflation. I'm gonna come. They're remaking Indiana Jones without Harrison Ford. You can't do that. And now they're making Ghostbusters with only women. What's going on? And I like China, and I like President Xi a lot. I think he's a friend of mine. He may not be a friend of mine anymore, but I think he probably respects. From what I hear, he was saying that China has total respect
for Donald Trump and for Donald Trump's very, very large brain.
What part of your body was the MRI looking at?
I have no idea. They're eating the cats. We have under our feet more liquid gold, I call it oil. Our embassies in Kenya and Tanzania.
Shifting production to Thailand.
I also want to thank Oman, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates. Nambia. China! We are also praying for the people of Puerto Rico. We love Puerto Rico. So I was saying we have an aircraft carrier, which is one of the most beautiful in the world. It's one of the biggest, the Abraham Lincoln. And 2 months ago, we had 100, I told this story yesterday, we had 111 missiles shot by the Islamic Republic of Japan. And God bless the United States. Thank you very much.
That Trump has ended all the wars in the world, especially the one between Azerbaijan and Armenia.
To think that we settled Azerbaijan and Albania.
I would like to apologize very quickly. I stand corrected. Azerbaijan is actually pronounced Azerbaijan. And Armenia is pronounced Albania.
I have more complaints on grocery. The word grocery, it's sort of simple word, but it sort of means like everything you eat. A wheel is older than a wall. If you're the president of the United States, you can declassify just by saying it's declassified, even by thinking about it. This is an island surrounded by water. You've really put a big investment in our country. We appreciate it very much, Tim Apple. I love Tesla. Groceries. It's a very simple word, groceries. Like almost, who uses the word? The groceries, when you buy apples, when you buy bacon, when you buy eggs. We have a world, right? So the world is tiny compared to the universe. Can't do it. Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing. And they say the noise causes cancer. You tell me that one, okay? You know who the number one person in Tic Tac is by far? Trump, me. I just got, I'm number one. I am the chosen one. Nobody has done more for the black community than Donald Trump. And if you look, with the exception of Abraham Lincoln, possible exception, but the exception of Abraham Lincoln, I am the least racist person in this room. She was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. Hannibal Lecter. He was a nice fellow, but that's what's coming into our country right now. I always like to hang around with losers, actually, because it makes me feel better.
Starting the day I take the oath of office, I will rapidly drive prices down and we will make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again.
The word affordability is a con job by the Democrats. Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. A strong man came up to me, tough kind of a guy. And he had tears coming down his eyes. And he said, I want to thank you, Mr. President, for saving our country.
And we're building a wall on the border of New Mexico. And we're building a wall in Colorado.
They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
And I watch our police and our firemen down on 7-Eleven, down at the World Trade Center right after it came down.
I even had a conversation with Theodore Roosevelt.
Have you spoken to President Zelensky, sir, about his offer to purchase more Patriot missile batteries?
Oh, I don't know. He's always looking to purchase missiles, He's against, listen, When you start a war, you got to know that you can win the war, right? You don't start a war against somebody that's 20 times your size and then hope that people give you some missiles. I will settle the war in Ukraine. I will have that war settled in one day, 24 hours. I will get it settled before I even become president. If I win, when I'm president-elect, and what I'll do is I'll speak to one, I'll speak to the other.
Woman! Why are you giving away the secret plan? That's the kind of top secret classified strategy you only divulge on Signal group chat.
President Trump now claiming he was exaggerating with his campaign promises to end the war in Ukraine on day one.
The president said, obviously people know that when I said that, it was said in jest.
I'm going to end the war in Ukraine on day one. Is this thing on?
I've gone decades without a war, the first president to do it for that long a period.
You're talking about blowing up civilian power plants and bridges. Much of the civilized world would consider that a war crime. Do you?
I won't respond to that question. Who are you with?
The New York Times.
I figured so. Failing New York Times. They want transgender for everyone. Bring your kids in. We're going to change the sex of your child. Just send them our way. In some cases, like in Minnesota, they don't even tell the parents. Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison. $8 million for making mice transgender. This is real.
No, it's not. You know, you hear the president of the United States say we're spending $8 million to do sex change operations on mice. You assume, well, I'm sure he's exaggerating, but there must be something there. Turns out there's not. It's not real. The government spent money on transgenic mice, which are genetically modified mice they use in lab tests to study disease.
I built our military. I totally rebuilt our military. I know more about weapons than just about anybody. You know, we have the greatest army tanks. I saved it. In Ohio, a plant. When I was president-elect, they said, sir, they want to close our army tank plant. Makes the best tanks in the world. I visited in Lima, Ohio. And I saved it. I said, how can you do this? I looked, the complexity, you'd never be able to build a plant like this. Turned out we made more army tanks than anybody. They did a great job. But they want to make them now electric so that when you go into enemy territory and you obliterate the enemy and you knock down and those tanks are firing, you do it in a environmentally friendly way. I know Europe better than anybody, better than the people that run it. And nobody can do it like me. Nobody. Nobody's stronger than me. Nobody has better toys than I do. There's nobody bigger or better at the military than I am. Nobody loves the Bible more than I do. There is nobody that respects women more than I do.
What?
Nobody's had crowds like I have. There's nobody that understands the horror of nuclear better than me. Nobody even understands it but me. It's called devaluation. The sale of the uranium that nobody knows what it means. I know what it means. Nobody knows more about trade than me. Nobody knows the game better than I do. Nobody in the history of this country has ever known so much about infrastructure as Donald Trump. Nobody knows the system better than me, which is why I alone can fix it. You have a lion, a bear, an alligator, and what's another good? A squirrel, okay? Which is the squirrel? One doctor said, it's the first time I've ever seen anyone get all questions right. That's a doctor who does this stuff for a living.
That's right. And you could tell he was a doctor because he was dressed like Jesus.
Anybody running for president or vice president should be forced to take a cognitive examination. I mean, you get a guy, he gets in, he's got a good line of crap, he gets in, and all of a sudden you're stuck with a man who's a moron.
I've heard of it happening twice, you know? I think it's his self-awareness that I admire most.
And I said, he's a dumb guy. I said, wait a minute, he's a Democrat. That's how I got the name. You take the E out, you don't use the B. A lot of people don't know dumb has a B in it, actually. You don't need it. You discard the B. But you take the E out and you replace it with a U. They're dumb. They are Democrats.
Is it too soon to give him that cognitive test one more time?